Welcome back to my channel, Alieshias Adventures, where we are doing a college series Q&A, FAQ, whatever you want to call it. Today I'll be talking about things I wish I knew before graduating. Y'all, a plethora of things that I wish I would have known before graduating. And these are two different things, so undergrad and then grad school. So I will start with undergrad. Things I wish I known before graduating was that I didn't have to rush into a program, that I could have maybe found a job. I don't know if I would have been able to find a great job. I wish I would have known to do an internship before I graduated, one that I could really see if I wanted to do this type of work, which I thought I wanted to do. I wish I would have known to be able to figure out and explore. I wish I'd have been able to take a gap year before I went to grad school so I can know if I really want to do this, if I didn't want to do that, and knowing that grad school was hard, grad school could have been lonely, and that I could have waited a little bit more. I don't know if I regret it because, you know, they say life is what it is or whatever, but I definitely wish I would have known about more schools too, because I stuck to Kentucky because that's where I live at. That's in-state tuition. I wish I would have known more about schools outside of Kentucky and the programs that they offered outside of Kentucky, and where I could have went, what I could have done, and what I didn't do. So those are things that I wish I would have known before graduating in undergrad, because when I got to grad school, it was just like a whole 180. I didn't really know what I was doing. I was in classes, I was taking classes, and I was up in there and I was looking at these syllabi and these presentations. I'm like, what the heck am I getting into? Because like undergrad was not like that. So before grad school, I wish I would have known like something. I would have been kind of prepared a little bit more, but I guess you really can't prepare until you go into it and know what you're doing. So there's that. But if you want to take a gap year before grad school, you most definitely should. You most definitely want to make sure that you want to do that major, to do an internship, because after you graduate, you don't really have a time to really think about it that much. And it's hard to get a job after you graduate undergrad unless you're in programs and different things like that. So knowing how long it might take you to get a job, starting the job process early if you know you don't want to go to school, or just start thinking about, well, hey, what am I going to do after I graduate? Even though that's a horrible question that people do ask you, it is something that you do need to know. But if you don't want to do anything after you graduate, you should know that you want to backpack, you want to travel the world. Prepare for that, sis or sir. I just wish there was things that I would have known, like you don't have to go to grad school. You can find a job. I was so scared and not knowing that if I was going to be able to find a job because of my major and stuff like that. I was just like, well, I'm going to go to school. Like, it was like I panicked, I freaked, and then I was in school and then I wasn't able to do anything else. So that was things that I wish I would have known before graduating undergrad. Now I'm going to things that I wish I would have known before graduating grad school. They say it, but it really is hard to find a job. They say it, but they're like, go to grad school, you can get a job. Go to grad school, you can get a job. So you hear all these thoughts. Sis. It's still hard. I wish I would have known how long it took, or how much I needed to focus on my experiences and make sure they were intentional in what I wanted to do. So my thing is, I did go to grad school. I did get assistantships, but I necessarily didn't get assistantships in the things that I wanted to do. I got assistantships in whatever was paying me to be able to go to school. So that could be a mistake that I did do, is that I didn't really get assistantships in what I wanted to work towards. I got assistantships in what was offered, even though it was great experience and stuff that I could put on my resume. It really didn't help me target into what field that I wanted to go into. So I wish I would have known about that and being more strategic in what I wanted to do. I was just like, I'm open, I can do whatever. But when I really thought about it and things that I wanted to do, I wasn't as open in what I wanted to create for myself for the job. So I wish I would have known how many interviews that you could have. I wish I would have known how to prepare for interviews. You can prepare for interviews with the questions and stuff like that, but there's always something that's going to be tossed out to you that you don't know, that you wish you would have known, and it just don't work. Interviews, Skype interviews, how many times you need to look at your resume. I wish I would have known how to do LinkedIn. I still don't know how to do LinkedIn, and I've been graduated for about a year or something like that. I have a little bit of stuff on there, but it ain't really too much stuff on there. So I wish I would have known that about it. I would have known that it does take longer, so I should have started earlier. I kind of waited late anyways. I kind of waited till like, I was doing a little bit in the summertime, but I was just really living my life. I was just like, I'm working. I did a little bit of traveling. So then I was like, okay, August, I'm gonna hit the ground running. But no, in August, that is gonna take a whole nother 3 or 4 months to even hear back. That wasn't really in my plan and my, my trajectory or whatever like that. So that it does take a long time, and that knowing now that it's like, what they say is to make those connections with those people, to find a mentor. I wish I knew before graduating that, well, I already knew that I was probably going to go home for the transition and stuff like that, but I wish I would have known, like, they would have gave people like tips and stuff to cope with, like trying to figure out like how to find a job, what to do if you can't find a job, how to maybe use your skills and things like that to get other jobs, or how to do your transferable skills for other jobs and just not that field jobs, and giving you other options to know if you don't get your job in your field, what to do. I think that was been really important, because I was trying to be positive all the time, but you can go from positive to reality, and then you can be sitting here with no job, and you can go to positive, and then you can then you could be depressed, then you could not necessarily be suicidal, but you can't get suicidal, you can get anxious and stuff like that. And so I tried to keep it calm and cool for a little bit when I was going, but now it's just like, okay, I need this job, I need a job. I can do interviews all day long, but being at home, living with your parents, I ain't always really trying to do that. You can go back home with your parents. I'm with my parents now. I'm not saying that you can't, but it's just like, okay, I want my own money. I want to be able to live. I want to be able to do my own thing, be in my own apartment, living how I was living while I was in college, because that's what I'm used to doing. So, yeah, I just think that those are some things that I wish I would have known before graduating. Is there anything else that y'all wish y'all would have known before graduating? That the real world is crazy, and the real world is hard, and school keeps you bound and focused, because you've been in school so long. You know, like, I'm gonna get my vacation, I'm gonna get my summer, I'm gonna go to school, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. When you get out, it's like working for 40 hours. And if you want to talk about that, we can talk about that in my next video. From student to employee. Woo child, that's a transition, let me tell you. That is a whole transition from student to employee. If you want that, make sure you give this 50 likes. Okay, if you want that video, get it to 50 likes, and that will be coming next. Okay, thank you. I really like doing these videos. I really hope you all enjoy them. I would do more of these videos because I can get longer time, because that's something that I'm talking about, and it's like right here dear to my heart, college and higher education and stuff like that. So make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and share this video with other people, things they wish they would have known before graduating. And make sure that this video is shared to the people and everywhere else that is going on. Okay, college, whatever it is, make sure it is shared. Thank you so much. Peace out.